and you know, the book relies a lot on interviews that you conducted, as you already mentioned, with different prominent athletes, relatives of victims, and others who are involved in the media or sports. I was curious to hear, of all of those folks, what was the hardest interview for you to do?
Well, the hardest interviews were definitely the family of the victims of police brutality. I wanted to really take it back to what it was really about. You know, the message and the reason for Kaepernick kneeling and everything like that kind of got shifted to being about the military and about the flag and things of that nature. But it was really about the victims of police brutality. That's what really was the thing that really stood out and caused a lot of people. So I went to Eric Garner's daughter, Emerald Snipes, and Trayvon Martin's brother, and Alysza Castile, who was Philando Castile's sister, and Terence Crutcher, who got murdered in Tulsa, Oklahoma, his sister, Tiffany Crutcher. And those are really hard. I mean, I got to be honest with you. Those were hard interviews to do. You know, I'm talking to Trayvon Martin's brother, and he tells me that, you know, if it weren't for athletes, you know, a lot of people wouldn't know my brother's name. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, when everything happened and Trayvon was killed, we tried, he said that the entire family, his mother, his father, everybody were trying to get the papers to cover the story and tell everybody what's happened, and nobody would cover it. He said, they were like, well, a young black man got killed, that's it, that's the story, that's not news. I was like, that's what they told you? He was like, yeah, we tried for a long time. And if it weren't for the athletes, wouldn't nobody know about it. And, you know, Eric Garner's daughter said that when she turned on the TV and she saw all the NBA players wearing the shirts that said, I can't breathe, she talked about how emotional she became and how it, you know, it's like somebody is finally hearing her, and, you know, that they care, and that, you know, she's having all of these nightmares and she can't sleep and everything like that. And, you know, she's seeing the athletes are supporting her. You know, and I interviewed Terence Crutcher's daughter, Tiffany. She talked about specifically when Russell Westbrook, who of course plays for the Thunder, went on TV afterwards and talked about the injustice of seeing the video of what happened with Terence Crutcher and how he was outraged by it. And she talked about how when she saw that, you know, how her father just kind of broke down into tears. So they're telling me all these stories, and I'm sitting there listening to them, and, you know, sometimes I gotta, like, you know, take a deep breath to keep my composure and things of that nature. And, you know, when Alysza Castile was doing the interview, she had to pause for a minute one time because she was getting emotional talking about it, talking about how much she missed her brother and how much she, you know, really wanted to hug every WNBA player that stood up for her brother and things of that nature. And it just brought back, you know, what it was all about, you know, the reason of these athletes and what pushed them to really be able to stand up and speak out, even though they know a whole lot of people are going to disagree with them and come down with them. But then when you hear the impact that it has from the family of the victims, it's just, you know, it just gets you. And those were definitely the toughest ones for me to do.